I just realized I made this video and I didn't even press record. So that was a bit ditzy of me. But this video was basically, I've only got like 5 minutes to make this video, and basically I've been depressed as fuck for like the last several months, and I'm not in a state to make entertaining content or YouTube creative content. And if you're watching this, I don't know why, because if you're watching this, you don't know me, and that would be really weird if you knew me. And even if you do know me in real life, I still don't think you know me. Well, it's entirely dependent if you want to get to know me, and I'm not in a state to present myself very clearly or well enough that is in a way you understand, that is to your neurotypical or empath or logical mind needs. Like I can think, I can try to understand how you think and feel, but it seems like most people misinterpret the words I use or say on a continual basis. So on a spiritual aspect, I'd say I've probably had, again, like, please click away if you find this in any way offensive or like not to your religious or spiritual beliefs, because this is my personal opinion. This is not a rule, basically. It's just something I use to sort of help me gauge where I'm at metaphysically. But yeah, I reckon that my throat chakra has been very permanently blocked, maybe for telling the truth since I was a small child. In a sense, I feel like I have been punished for telling the truth, or cracking jokes that are too biting, and being considered judgmental, in that all I had to do was tell the truth in an unsavory manner at a young age, and I would get into trouble, like pointing out facts. This person is fat, but showing concern for the person or the situation at hand. I can't be bothered explaining that example, and I won't. And in fact, I ramble all the time. I'm continually rambling. So yeah, I've realized one thing is, it's trying to force myself in terms of relationships and interactions with other people is not worth it. It's not worth it if they misinterpret you, or you're not on the same level energetically, or on the same level mentally, or on the same level emotionally. And one thing that has been coming up continuously is problems to do with my roots, like chakra problems, but also just anything to do with my family, my lineage, abandonment, neglect, abuse, and generally not being loved. And one thing I've noticed is, that is considered taboo still to this day and age, is it's like you're not allowed, especially maybe as a woman, you're not allowed to say my parents didn't love me, because, well, being too blunt based off your gut feeling does not seem to come across very well to other people. And I think my odd behaviours and my sense of closed-offness all stems from essentially not having been taught what is love and what is empathy and what is compassion, because I feel like I've never experienced that at all growing up. I genuinely had no idea what I was dealing with, and as a result, people could try to show their love towards me, but I don't feel like they would, even if they mean it, I cannot feel it, and I feel unfortunately blocked here. But more importantly, I've been having a lot of problems, like all to do with my root chakra, and I'm not going to list them all, but I've had every possible problem that would be considered old people problems or middle-aged people problems from a very young age, and I still have this problem right now. And it's very painful, and I have autoimmune type symptoms and conditions, which makes it even more painful. So I'm basically in survival mode all the time, and it's very hard for me to show I care to other people, and I don't know how to express it, and it comes off as people misinterpreting me as me probably being haughty, snobby, thinking I'm better than them. And never once since at least to my knowledge, I've never ever seen myself as better than other people. If anything, I went through a phase where I saw myself as worse than other people. And during that phase where I saw myself as not good enough, or not worthy as much as other people, is when I started dealing with rumors from multiple people coming up to me, assuming things about me, that I'm mean, I'm cold, I dislike them, when it had nothing to do with them at all. I am aware I can be quite standoffish. I've provoked anger in men. I've provoked jealousy in women, if you could call it that. And the strange thing is, I did not always look like this. I used to look very, I don't want to say ugly, but I've been called ugly multiple times. And even if that's incorrect, there's always been this insinuation that I'm odd looking, or awkward, or not pretty, or I pull funny faces, or I don't try hard enough for my appearance. And I think again that is due to having not been taught how to take care of myself, not been taught how to nurture myself, and how to show, in a sense, I'm loved, like by my family and friends. And as a result, I gave off these weird vibes, and it's as if I used to wonder, like, why is it like some people just radiate, and I don't mean spiritually, I mean they just radiate, they look like they're loved, because they are loved, and that's the thing. And those people seem to have this like weird barrier around them and their group of friends, and it's like they may have plenty of problems also, but I felt like it never got that bad with a lot of other women. I do feel like I actually went through a lot worse than a lot of women in the 21st century in a first world country. I feel like I've gone through absolute hell and back, and some people have suggested that, I mean, I'm not going to take it literally, but from the conspiracy theory angle, I have been told, or there's been insinuations that basically I have metaphysically the equivalent to MK mind programming. But we're talking metaphysically. I'm not saying I was literally locked away and ritually abused or anything, but there's generally, I relate very much to that, and I studied that subject or topic extensively. So I just wanted to put that out there. I feel I relate to that. It's like, and all the rumors about Pizzagate or pedophilia and child abuse. I don't know why. I'm not saying I was automatically abused, but there's also insinuations I was abused in those kinds of ways. And if I was, I have zero recollection. All I have is gut feelings, and it's a very strong accusation to go around accusing people and then cutting them out of your life just based off a gut feeling. But based off other people's actions in my family, or even friends, or in more recent years, anybody, right? I judge people by their actions overall in the long term. I might be able to forgive and let things slide too many times. If anything, I've managed to let people get away with awful things, and then they want to be my friends, or they want to be part of my life when they've hurt me and humiliated me and done things that no good friend would do. So I obviously misinterpret that. But what I'm trying to say is, actions do speak louder than words. You can insult me, you can call me names, but at the end of the day, you either don't apologize for such things, or if at the end of the day your actions of doing bad things, or just generally abusive things you wouldn't do to certain people, if you do them to another person and not some others, or if you treat a person out, and I'm noticing that, and let's say I'm the target of your views, or I'm witnessing somebody being singled out, or they're going through some crap. Now, a passerby with little sympathy and no empathy would see that as, oh, well, they deserve it. You know, they must have asked for it. Yeah, but that's sort of programming of abuse and assuming the situation without going deeper. If somebody plants an accusation of someone being a bad person and there's no evidence of that, and you have a good feeling about them, would you just take their rumor spreading or their words at a glance? Well, I wouldn't personally. That's why I've unfortunately put myself in risky situations by, as a woman, not believing what other people have said. I don't judge people based off words. I'm not going to listen to warnings from other people. But unfortunately, in the past, I took that to the extreme, where I hung out with people feeling sorry for them, not believing they were bad people, thinking they were good people, because other people said horrible things about them, and I thought, no, that's bullshit. I will judge that for myself. I will gain experiences for myself to see how this person actually acts. Unfortunately, I feel like my niceness has been taken advantage of since I was raised for a small child, and my gullibility. Like, I've naturally always been quite gullible and naive, and that's why I become an extremist, in that I will push everyone and everything away. These days, based on the smallest indicator of a red flag or abuse or anything, and then there's like, the problem with that is I end up in a complete survival, so I can't trust anyone at all. And on top of it, I have to deal with the fact that people misinterpret my words all the time. They assume I do things I don't, or I'll admit, like, the other day I cried wolf and I made up some nonsense story to, I guess you could say, a friend, and I didn't do it. But I did it to see if they'd actually believe me. And I'm horrified that when I lie, people believe me more than when I tell the truth. It's as if the truth is a joke to people in general. I generally don't cry wolf though, because that's, well, when you actually do need help, and you're actually dying, or you're suffering, or something's happening to you, and nobody believes you, that's the most awful feeling in the world. So, and I'm already, I wouldn't say isolated, but another thing, it's like, it's almost taboo as a woman to say you're isolated in public, because then you're drawing loads of predators and stalkers and all that. Well, yeah, I won't say that in a public space with a bunch of creepy strange men. No, of course not. But I will not